Okay, this is attempt number 3 at Act 3, Scene 1. Now you have it all. You're the king, the Thane of Cawdor, and the Thane of Glamis, just like the weird women promised you. And I suspect you cheated to win these titles. But it was also prophesied that the crown would not go to your descendants, and that my sons and grandsons would be kings instead. If the witches tell the truth, which they did about you, maybe what they said about me will come true too. But shh, I'll shut up now.
Here's our most important guest.
If we forgot him, our big celebration wouldn't be complete, and that wouldn't be any good.
Tonight we're having a ceremonial banquet, and I want you to be there.
Whatever your highness commands me to do, it is always my duty to do it.
Are you going riding this afternoon?
Yes, my good lord.
We would have liked to have heard your good advice, which has always been serious and helpful, at the council today, but we'll wait until tomorrow. Are you riding far?
I'm going far enough that I'll be riding from now until dinner. Unless my horse goes faster than expected, I'll be back an hour or two after sunset.
Don't miss our feast.
My lord, I won't miss it.
We hear that the princes those murders have hidden in England and Ireland. They haven't confessed to cruelty murdering their own father, and they've been making up strange lies to tell their host. But we can talk more about that tomorrow when we'll discuss matters of state that concern us both. Hurry up and get to your horse. Goodbye until you return tonight. Is Flint's coming with you?
Yes, my good lord. It's time we hit the road.
I hope your horses are fast and sure-footed, and with that I send you to them. Farewell. Everybody may do as they please until 7 o'clock tonight. In order to make your company even more enjoyable, I'm going to keep to myself until supper time. Until then, God be with you. You there, let me have a word with you. Are those men waiting for me?
They're waiting outside the palace gate, my lord.
Bring them to me. To be the king is nothing if I'm not safe as the king. I'm very afraid of Branko. There's something noble about him that makes me fear him. He's willing to take risks, and his mind never stops working. He has the wisdom to act bravely, but also safely. I'm not afraid of anyone but him. Around him, my guardian angel is frightened, just as Mark Antony's angel supposedly feared Octavius Caesar. Branko cheated the witches when they first called me king, asking them to tell him his own future. Then the prophets, they named him the father to a line of kings. They gave me a crown and a scepter that I can't pass on. Somehow outside my family will take these things away from me, since no son of mine will take place as king. If this is true, then I've tortured my conscience and murdered the gracious Duncan for Branko's sons. I've ruined my own peace for their benefit. I've handed over my everlasting soul to the devil so that they could be kings. Branko's sons, kings. Instead of watching this happen, I will challenge fate to battle and fight to death. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there until I call for you. Wasn't it just yesterday that we spoke to each other?
It was yesterday, your highness.
Well, did you think about what I said? You should know that it was Branko who made our lives hell for so long, which you always thought was my fault, but I was innocent. I showed you the proof at our last meeting. I explained how you were deceived, how you were thwarted, the things that were used against you, who was working against you, and a lot of other things that would convince even half-wit or crazy person to say Branko did it.
You explained it all.
I did that and more, which brings me to the point of the second meeting. Are you so patient and forgiving that you were going to let him off the hook? You are so poised that you would pray for this man and his children, a man who has pushed you towards an early grave and put your family in poverty forever.
We are men, my lord.
Yes, you are part of a species called men, just as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, mutts, shaggy lapdogs, swimming dogs, and wolf dog crossbreeds are all dogs. But if you list the different kinds of dogs according to their qualities, can you distinguish which breeds are fast or slow, which ones are clever, which ones are watchdogs, and which ones hunters? You can classify each dog according to the natural gifts that separate it from other dogs. It's the same with men. Now, if you occupy some place in the list of men that isn't down at the very bottom, tell me. Because if that's the case, I will tell you a plan that will get rid of your enemy and bring you closer to me. As long as Branko lives, I am sick. I'll be healthy when he's dead.
My lord, I've been so kicked around by the world, and I'm so angry that I don't even care what I do. I'm the same. I'm so sick of bad luck and trouble that I'd risk my life on any bet, as long as it would either fix my life or end it once and for all.
You both know Branko was your enemy.
It's true, my lord.
He's my enemy too, and I hate him so much that every minute he's alive, it eats away at my heart. Since I'm king, I could simply use my power to get rid of him. But I can't do that because he and I have friends in common whom I need. So I have to be able to moan and cry over his death in public, even though I'll be the one who had him killed. That's why I need your help right now. I have to hide my real plans from the public eye for many important reasons.
We'll do what you want us to do, my lord. Though our lives...
I can see determination in your eyes. Within the next hour, I'll tell you where to go and exactly when to strike. It must be done tonight away from the palace. Always remember that I must be free from suspicion for the plan to work perfectly. You must both kill Branko and his son, Fleets, who keeps him company. Getting rid of Fleets is as important to me as knocking off Branko. Each of you should make up your own mind about whether you're going to do this. I'll come to you soon.
We have decided, my lord. We're in.
I'll call for you soon. Stay inside. The deal is closed. Branko, if your soul is going to make it to heaven, tonight's the night.
Has Banquo left the court? Yes, madam, but he'll be back tonight. Go tell the king I want to talk to him for a few minutes. No problem, madam. If you get what you want and you're still not happy, you've spent everything and gained nothing. It's better to be the person who gets murdered than to be the killer and be tormented with anxiety. What's going on, my lord? Why are you keeping to yourself with only your sad thoughts to keep you company? Those thoughts should have died when you killed the men you're thinking about. If you can't fix it, then you shouldn't give it a second thought. What's done is done.
We have slashed the snake but not killed it. It will heal and be as good as new, and will be threatened by its fangs once again. But the universe can fall apart and heaven and earth crumble. Before I'll eat my meals in fear and spend my nights tossing and turning with these nightmares I've been having, I'd rather be dead than endure this endless mental torture and harrowing sleep deprivation. We killed those men and sent them to rest in peace so that we could gain our own peace. Duncan lies in his grave, though, with life's troubles, and he's sleeping well. We have already done the worst we can do to him with our treason. After that, nothing can hurt him further. Not weapons, poison, rebellion, invasion, or anything else. Come on.
Come on, relax, dear. Put on a happy face and look cheerful and agreeable for your guests tonight.
That's exactly what I'll do, my love, and I hope you'll do the same. Give Branko your special attention, talk to him, and look at him in a way that will make him feel important. We're in a dangerous situation where we have to flatter him and hide our true feelings.
You have to stop talking like this.
I feel like my mind is full of scorpions, my dear wife. You know that Branko and his son, Flint, are still alive?
But they can't live forever.
That's comforting. They can be killed. It's true, so be cheerful. Before that bat flies through the castle, and before the dung beetle makes his little humming noise to tell us it's a nightmare, a dreadful deed will be done.
What are you going to do?
It's better you don't know about it until after it's done, when you can applaud it. Come night and blindfold the kind-hearted day. Use your bloody and invisible hand to tear up Branko's lease on life, which keeps me in fear. The sky's getting dark, and the crow is returning home to the woods. The gentle creatures of day are falling asleep, while night's predators are waking up to look for their prey. You seem surprised at my words, but don't question me yet. Bad deeds force you to commit more bad deeds, so please come with me.
But who told you to come here and join us?
MacBeth.
We can trust this guy. He was given exactly the same orders we were. Then stay with us. There's still a bit of daylight in the sky. Now all the late travelers are hurrying to reach their inns. Banquo is almost here.
Listen, I hear horses.
Hey, give us some light here. That must be him. The rest of the king's guests are already inside. You can hear his horses moving around as the servants take them to the stables.
It's almost a mile to the palace gate, but Branko, like everybody else, usually walks from here to the palace.
Here comes a light. Here comes a light.
That's him.
Prepare yourselves. It will rain tonight. Then let the rain come down. Oh, this is treachery. Get out of here, good Fleance. Run, run, run. Someday you can get revenge. Oh, you bastard.
Who put out the light?
Wasn't that the best thing to do?
There's only one body here. The sun ran away.
We failed in half of our mission. Well, let's get out of here and tell MacBeth what we did accomplish.
You know your own ranks, so you know where to sit. Sit down. From the highest to the lowest of you, I bid you a hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
I will walk around and mingle with all of you. Playing the humble host, my wife will stay in her royal chair, but at the appropriate time, I will have her welcome you all.
Say welcome to all of our friends for me, sir, for in my heart they are all welcome.
And they respond to you with their hearts as well. The table is full on both sides. I will sit here in the middle, be free and happy. Soon we will toast around the table. There's blood on your face.
Then it must be Banquo's.
I'd rather see his blood splattered on your face than flowing through his veins. Did you finish him off?
My lord, his throat is cut. I did that to him.
You are the best of the cutthroats, but whoever did the same to Flint's must also be good. If you cut both their throats, then you are the absolute best.
Most royal sir, Flint has escaped.
Now I'm scared again. Otherwise, I would have been perfect, as solid as a piece of marble, as firm as a rock, as free as the air itself. But now I'm tangled up with doubts and fears. But Branko's been taken care of?
Yes, my good lord. He's lying dead in a ditch with 20 deep gashes in his head, any one of which would have been enough to kill him.
Thanks for that. The adult snake lies in the ditch. The young snake that escaped will in time become poisonous and threatening, but for now, he has no fangs. Get out of here. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.
My royal lord, you're not entertaining the guests. If you don't make your guests know they're welcome, they'll feel like they're paying for their meal. When you just want to eat, it's better to do that at home. When you're eating out with people, you need to have a little more ceremony. Otherwise, dinner parties would be boring.
It's nice of you to remind me. Since good digestion requires a good appetite, and good health requires both those, here's to good appetites, good digestion, and good health.
Why don't you have a seat, Your Highness?
We would have all nobility of Scotland gathered under one roof, if only Branko were here. I hope it turns out that he's late out of rudeness and not because something bad has happened to him.
His absence means he's broken his promise, sir, and if it pleases you, Your Highness, why don't you sit with us and grace us with your royal company?
The table's full.
Here's an empty seat, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What's wrong, Your Highness?
Which one of you did this?
What, my good lord?
You can't say I did it. Don't shake your bloody head at me.
Gentlemen, stand up. His Highness is not well. Sit down, worthy friends. My husband is often like this, and he has been since he was a child. Please stay seated. This is just a brief fit. In a moment, he'll be well again. If you pay too much attention to him, you'll make him angry, and that will make his convulsions go on longer. Eat your dinner and pay no attention to him. Are you a man?
Yes, and a brave one, who dares to look at something that would frighten the devil.
Oh, that's nonsense. This is just another one of the hallucinations you always get when you're afraid. This is like that floating dagger you said was leading you toward Duncan. These outbursts of yours don't even look like real fear. They're more like how you would act if you were a woman telling a scary story by the fireside in front of her grandmother. Shame on you. Why are you making these faces? When the vision passes, you'll see that you're just looking at a stool.
Please, just look over there. Look, see? What do you have to say? What do I care? If you can nod, then speak too. If the dead are going to return from their graves, and there's nothing to stop their birds from eating the bodies, so there's no point in our burying people.
What, has your foolishness paralyzed you completely?
As sure as I am standing here, I saw him.
Nonsense.
In ancient times, before there were laws to make the land safe and peaceful, a lot of blood was spilled. Yes, and since then murders have been committed that are too awful to talk about. It used to be that when you knocked a man's brains out, he would just die, and that would be it. But now they rise from the dead with 20 fatal head wounds and push us off our stools. This haunting business is even stranger than murder.
My worthy lord, your noble friends miss your company.
I forgot about them. Don't be alarmed on my account, my most worthy friends. I have a strange disorder, which no longer shocks those who know me well. Come, let's drink a toast, love and health to you all. Now I'll sit down, give me some wine, fill up my cup. I drink to the happiness of everyone at the table, and our dear friend Branko, whom we miss. I wish he were here. Let's drink to everyone here and to Branko. Now everybody drink.
Hear, hear.
Go and get out of my sight. Stay in your grave. There's no marrow in your bones. And your blood is cold. You're staring at me with eyes that have no power to see.
Good friends, think of this as nothing more than a strange habit. It's nothing else. Too bad it's spoiling our pleasure tonight.
I am as brave as any other man. Come at me in the form of a rugged Russian bear, an armored rhinoceros, a tiger from Iran. Take any shape other than the one you have now, and I will never tremble in fear. Or come back to life again and challenge me to a duel in some deserted place. If I tremble, then you can call me a little girl. Get out of here, you horrible ghost. You hallucination, get out. I am a man again. Pray you sit still. Look now, that is gone. I'm a man again. Please remain seated.
You have ruined our good cheer and disrupted the gathering by making a spectacle of yourself.
Can things like this happen so suddenly without making us too extinguished? You make me feel like I don't know myself. When I see you looking at these terrible things and keeping a straight face while my face is gone white with fear.
What things, my lord? Oh my god. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Please don't speak to him. He's getting worse and worse. Talk makes him crazy. Everybody, please leave right now. Don't bother exiting in the order of your rank, but just leave right away. Good night. I hope the king recovers soon. A kind good night to all.
There's an old saying, the deed will have their revenge, gravestones have known to move, and trees to speak.
The deed? That sounds dead.
There's an old saying, the dead will have their revenge, gravestones have been known to move, and trees to speak, to bring guilty men to justice. The craftiest murderers have been exposed by the mysterious signs made by crows and magpies. How late at night is it?
It's almost morning. You can't tell whether it's day or night.
What do you think about the fact that MacBeth refuses to come to me when I commanded him?
Did you send for him, sir?
I've heard about this indirectly, but I will send for him. In every one of the Lord's households, I have a servant paid to spy for me. Tomorrow, while it's still early, I will go see the witches. They will tell me more because I'm determined to know the worst about what's going to happen. My own safety is the only important thing now. I've walked so far into this river of blood that even if I stop now, it would be as hard to go back to being good as it is to keep killing people. I have some schemes in my head that I'm planning to put into action. I have to do these things before I have a chance to think about them.
You haven't slept.
Yes, let's go to sleep. My strange self-delusions just come from inexperience. We're still just beginners when it comes to crime. What's wrong? Kate, you look angry.
Don't I have a reason to be angry, you disobedient hags? How dare you give MacBeth riddles and prophecies about his future without telling me? I am your boss and the source of your powers. I am the one who secretly decides what evil things happen, but you never called me to join in and show off my own powers. And what's worse, you've done all this for a man who behaves like a spoiled brat, angry and hateful. Like all spoiled sons, he chases after what he wants and doesn't care about you. But you can make it up to me. Go away now, and in the morning meet me in the pit by the river in hell. MacBeth will go there and learn his destiny. You bring your cauldrons, your spells, your charms, and everything else. I'm about to fly away. I'll spend tonight working to make something horrible happen. I have a lot to do before noon. An important droplet is hanging from the corner of the moon. I'll catch it before it falls to the ground. When I work it over with magic spells, the drop will produce magical spirits that will trick MacBeth with illusions. He will be fooled into thinking he is greater than fate. He will mock death, and he will think he is above wisdom, grace, and fear. As you all know, overconfidence is a man's greatest enemy. Listen, I'm being called. Look, my little spirit is sitting in a foggy cloud waiting for me.
Come on, let's hurry. She'll be back again soon.
What I've already said shows you we think alike, so you can draw your own conclusions. All I'm saying is that strange things have been going on. MacBeth pitied Duncan after Duncan was dead, and Banquo went out walking too late at night. If you like, we can say that Fleance must have killed him, because Fleance fled the scene of the crime. Clearly, men should not go out walking too late. And who can help thinking how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Such a heinous crime. How it saddened MacBeth. Wasn't it loyal of him to kill those 2 servants right away while they were still drunk and asleep? That was the right thing to do, wasn't it? Yes, and it was the wise thing, too, because we all would have been outraged to hear those 2 deny their crime. Considering all this, I think Macbeth has handled things well. If he had Duncan's sons in prison, which I hope won't happen, they would find out how awful the punishment is for those who kill their fathers, and so would Fleance. But enough of that. I hear that Macduff is out of favor with the king because he speaks his mind too plainly, and because he failed to show up at Macbeth's feast. Can you tell me where he's hiding himself?
Duncan's son Malcolm, whose birthright and throne Macbeth has stolen, lives in the England court. There, the saintly King Edward treats Malcolm so well that despite Malcolm's misfortunes, he's not deprived of respect. Macduff went there to ask King Edward for help. He wants Edward to help him form an alliance with the people of Northumberland and their lord, Seward. Macduff hopes that with their help, and with the help of God above, he may once again put food on our tables, bring peace back to our nights, free our feasts and banquets from violent murders, and allow us to pay proper homage to our king and receive honors freely. Those are the things we pine for now. Macbeth has heard this news, and he is so angry that he's preparing for war.
Did he tell Macduff to return to Scotland?
He did, but Macduff told the messenger no way. The messenger scowled and rudely turned his back on Macduff, as if to say, "You'll regret the day you gave me this answer."
That might well keep Macduff away from Scotland. Some holy angel should go to the court of England and give Macduff a message. He should return quickly to free our country, which is suffering under a tyrant.
I'll send my prayers with him.
The tawny cat has meowed 3 times. 3 times, and the hedgehog has whined once.
My spirit friend, Happier, is yelling, "It's time, it's time."
Dance around the cauldron and throw in the poisoned entrails. You'll go in first, a toad that sat under a cold rock for a month, oozing poison from its pores. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. We'll boil you in the cauldron next, a slice of swamp snake. All the rest of you in too, a newt's eye, a frog's tongue, fur from a bat, a dog's tongue, the forked tongue of an adder, the stinger of a burrowing worm, a lizard's leg, an owl's wing. Make a charm to cause powerful trouble and boil and bubble like a broth of hell. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Here,
We're done. Oh, let's go, we're done.